Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Android Canary 26.05 is here and I have it installed on my Pixel 8 Pro to show you all the new changes. So without further ado, let's jump in. Starting with the update size and build number, it's ZP11.260.417.009 and the update size is 733 megabytes. And now let's take a look at the new features. This build comes with one of the most exciting features we've seen in Android 17 leaks, which is the new system-wide blur effect. And you will see this in multiple areas throughout the OS. Starting with the folders, you can see how it reflects what's behind it and it looks really nice. It looks very similar to Apple's tinted liquid glass, but it's more frosted and less transparent, which makes Google's implementation more practical when it comes to the readability standpoint. The second spot is the volume controls, starting with the slider. Here is how it looks, and this is the new volume control panel. The home screen overlay menu also got updated, and here is how it looks. To me, this one is the best because it has enough transparency to show what's behind it without sacrificing the readability, while the volume panel in comparison is much more opaque, so you barely see what's behind it. So please let me know in the comments which one you like more when it comes to the level of transparency. Do you prefer the one in the home screen overlay menu or the volume panel? The third spot is in the power menu. It will first blur the whole background and then the overlay card pops. As you see, it has the same frosted glass effect as the other parts of the OS, but it's a little bit glitchy. As you see here, it takes time to blur the background and sometimes it works fine. I also found the same design change in the external display dialog box, but this one needs a little bit more contrast between the buttons borders and the background to make them stand out, but overall it doesn't look bad. And by the way, it looks even better with the dark theme enabled. And here are the folders. Let me show you the home screen overlay, the volume slider, and the volume panel. Finally, here is how the power menu looks. And thankfully, if you don't like this new design and want to revert everything back to normal, head over to settings and then accessibility, then color and motion. Once you enable the reduce blur effects toggle, everything looks exactly the same as the previous versions of Android. So that's it with the blur effect. Now let's talk about the other tweaks, starting with the lock screen. Every time I tap to wake, it takes me to the lock screen widgets. So I'm not sure if it's a new feature or it's a bug with Android Canary 26.05. I couldn't spot anything under settings to change this behavior. Plus, I restarted the phone multiple times, but it keeps happening. Moving to the home screen, it seems like we are getting another exciting feature very soon, which is the ability to remove the Google search widget from your home screen, because Mystic Leaks shared a video showing this feature under the home screen settings. It's called search bar settings with a toggle to remove the search bar from your home screen like this. We got the same menu item with Canary 26.05, which is called search bar settings, but it's missing the toggle, and we only have the customize search bar option that takes you to the widget customization options. So hopefully we will see this feature coming soon. Moving to the system-wide search, it got a visual tweak. Now the search results are thicker than the previous versions, plus the settings and info buttons are now surrounded with containers. And this new change we first got with Android 17 QPR1. Moving to the quick settings and notifications shade, I spotted a couple of visual tweaks. The first one is the less tinted background color for the tiles. For reference, here's Android 17 QPR1 Beta 2 with the same exact background and color palette. And you can see the difference between the two. Canary color is more white in comparison, and the same applies to the notifications shade. On the other hand, we got a change from Android 17, which is the updated quick settings edit button. So that's it with the quick settings. Now let's talk about the recent apps screen, which got a minor tweak. Now when you swipe to the left, you get a haptic feedback when you reach the end, while previously this side never had a haptic feedback. You only get a haptic feedback when you overswipe on the other side. But now you get the same haptic feedback both ways. On a side note, if you like my wallpapers, let me show you the latest ones added to the Wallpapers by In-Depth Tech Reviews app. I've used most of them throughout the video to show you how they look in real life. Plus, you have the ability to download any of these wallpapers locally on the device, so you can apply the operating system wallpaper effects on any of them, which will make things even better. If you want to give it a try, you will find the Google Play Store download link in the description. And now let's get back to Android Canary. And now it's time to talk about all the new changes under settings. The first one is under sound and vibration. When you go to media, you will see a brand new menu item called contextual suggestions. In a nutshell, this feature will give you helpful suggestions from your apps and services based on your routine activities and locations. For example, your music app might suggest a playlist at the gym that you often listen to during your evening workout. You can activate the feature from here. It requires access to your location, and here you can delete any stored data that will automatically get deleted after 60 days. And by the way, this feature is also part of Android 17 QPR1 Beta 2, which I already covered in my previous videos. Moving to display and touch, when you go to the night light feature, you will see this brand new banner to let you know that the device location is needed to determine your sunset and sunrise times if you decided to choose this option under schedule. And lastly, under system and then date and time, the time format page now looks different with radio buttons to choose between the two options, or you can set it to automatic, which will allow apps to use either 12-hour or 24-hour format based on the language. By this, I covered all the new changes in Android Canary 26.05. Now let's talk about my experience with the performance and stability. From the stability standpoint, I don't recommend this build on your daily driver. It's full of bugs and UI glitches that I came across while filming the video, and I had to restart the phone multiple times. Plus, it doesn't have that massive number of features to take the risk for. On the other hand, I think the performance of this build is impressive. Surprisingly, my Pixel 8 Pro now launches apps faster than my 10 Pro XL. So let me show you a quick example. Here I have all the apps closed. So let me open the same app on both. You can see that it's about the same in this app. Let's try Google Play Store. You see here that Android Canary is faster this time. Let me try Instagram. Again, faster on the Pixel 8 Pro. So I started to notice much better performance from this phone after installing Canary 26.04, and the same applies to 26.05. So the performance is impressive, but when it comes to the stability, that's the only problem you will face. So that's pretty much it for today. These are all the new changes I wanted to show you in Android Canary 26.05. Please let me know in the comments if I missed anything. But for now, thanks so much for watching and see you in the next video.